Hi, my name's Rosemarie Dentesano. I'm a Culture and Leadership Partner with Corporate Edge. I'd like to share with you one of my favourite models today, and it's by an American psychologist, Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi. Now, Mihaly was one of the original founders of the positive psychology movement, and it's his flow model. One of the reasons I love this model is because we look at one of the core capabilities of a leader is that of being a coach. And as a coach, it's important to actually provide development and stretch for people to be able to do their best. So what the flow model does is we look at two key elements of work: the complexity of work and the capability of an individual. So what happens if you actually provide somebody with a role or a piece of work or an outcome which is actually higher than their level of capability? So it's quite complex. What we find is that if we give someone something that is quite complex and they have low capability, that they actually will demonstrate elements of anxiety and stress. And so you're actually getting someone really out of their comfort zone. The alternative is that sometimes we give people work which is actually a lower complexity and the person has a much higher level of capability. And what you see over here is that people actually typically will demonstrate boredom and apathy. So the trick is that we actually want to match the complexity of the task, the outcome, with the capability of the individual. And we call this being in flow. So I've actually now am in control, I'm calm, and most importantly, I'm in my learning zone. So what you'll see is that the complexity of the task matches my capability. The trick is you actually want to be able to keep developing me. So what you want to be able to do is to build my level of capability to a point where you're now able to give me work that is more complex in nature. And so what you see is by keeping me in flow, you're actually getting me at my most productive state. So really, as a leader, people do their best work in flow, and it's our task to make sure that we're not putting people into a state of anxiety or stress. Have a think about when you've seen people perhaps take sick leave or perhaps just kind of withdraw from the workplace. Think, have you actually given them a task that is within their area of capability? And sometimes you might find folks who actually like to throw stones or like to play up a bit, and you might find that they're actually perhaps not being stretched or not being given work that's actually within their level of capability. So it's called the flow model, and it's our role as leaders in particular as we work in our coaching role to help keep people in flow. Thank you.